I have all my side pieces on, and I'm doing the supports now. I'll try and show you. There, I have all my sides on. And the way I do the corners, I forgot to tell you that, on the corner parts, you know, because once you put your hinges on the sides, the corner's left open. All I do is I just take a piece of the paper that I creased and everything, and I just fold it in half like that, put glue on, and then just put it on the corner like that, and that glues the corners together. For the support pieces, all you have to do is, remember they're, what were they, 9.5 inches or something like that. They were longer. Your end piece here, which is inside of these two, which is going to be the same dimension as the inside of your box this way, is 7 3/8. So you want your supports to be 7 3/8, but you need a tab on the end so that you can glue it to the side. So what I do, pretend this is the piece here. What I do is I take my, what do I do with it? There it is. My ruler, it's a steel ruler, and I hold it onto the cardboard, and I bend up one end, like that. Get my ruler up. See that? Bend up one end, and then I flip it over on the opposite side, because see, I want one end going one way, and I want the other one going the other way. So what I do now is I get my ruler and I measure up 7 3/8 inch, and I make a mark. Usually I do it with a pencil, and then I'll take my ruler again and just bend it up like that, and that's how we do the base supports. And then we just glue these tabs in like that. You know, this obviously isn't the correct size, but you would glue one tab to one side, one tab to the other, and I use clothespins to hold it for, you know, till it sets up a hair. And the only thing that you need to watch out for this is to make sure that your pieces aren't higher than the sides of your box. Okay, so once this is done, and I didn't space mine evenly, I didn't measure it out or anything, as you could probably tell. I just kind of eyeballed it and put them in there, and I used 4 supports. You could use more if you needed to, or if you wanted to, but I thought 4 was good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the piece we just glued together of the top base, middle base, and bottom base, one of the pieces of the bottom base, and now we're going to attach this to our bottom with the paper hinges on the side. And the quick tip on this, excuse me, is since we glued the top and middle onto the bottom piece, you're not going to be able to get a full hinge into here on the top part. So what I do is I just go back and cut half of one side. I hope you can see that. So the half will fit on the top perfectly, and then the regular half will fit on the side. So we're going to do that. We're going to attach our top base to the bottom piece that we've created. We're going to attach it like that. So I'll do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Base is done, crown is done. This is our crown. As you can see, it's got a little decorative edge to it now. Hopefully you can see. That's why we did the layering, so we could get the decorative look to it. I'm sorry, I'm having such a problem with this webcam, getting it oriented in there. But that's why we layered, because we wanted the dimension. So the crown is done, and my base is done. And as you can see, hopefully, we did a little layering on this one, so to give it some dimension. I've got all my paper hinge on, so everything's all together. I'm sorry about I know that white does horrible things to a webcam. Hopefully you can see it enough. But this is done, and it's quite sturdy now. And we're ready to move on to the display case itself. And I've already got started. I took the front I know you're probably not going to be able to see this, but I took the front and attached it front and back and attached it to the sides. Oh, I wish this was bigger. Not my case, but my camera view. Maybe we can see this way. But the sides go on in between the front and back, not onto the ends. It goes in between the front and back. I hope I'm making sense. But I know you can't see. I'm so sorry. There's the front, and then we got the sides, and then the back's on. And now would probably be a good time, or maybe even after we put the top and bottom, to put the acetate in. But I've decided what I'm going to do, since I don't have my acetate yet. I just drug a piece out of my stash over here to show you. I don't have a piece big enough, so I'm going to have to go to Hobby Lobby and get me another piece. This is what I'm going to use. This is it's like plexiglass, a real thin plexiglass. It's you know, acetate, basically, but it's a lot thicker and it's really stiff. And I'm sure you probably can't see the way I'm showing things. I'm sorry. But I'm going to go buy a piece of this. And since I don't have a piece to work on, I still want to work on my box. What I'm going to do is, normally I would adhere my acetate behind here on the inside of the box, but behind the front here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere it to the front, and then just cut me another front piece, another front frame piece, and glue that on top. Hope that makes sense, and I'll be showing you later on when I do that. But I wanted to continue on with some more of my box and not have to wait till I go to the store to do the acetate part. So now, next, after I did this, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the case bottom and case top in the same manner as we had before. And this goes on the ends of what we've just done. Oh, I wish this was bigger. I'm so sorry. This goes on the end, not the inside. Does that make sense? You're putting it on the end. So this is the top, and then we're going to put the bottom on down there with the same paper hinges. And once I get that done, I'll be back with what? What am I doing? Next step, I guess.